Right now, as you're watching this, there is a biological war happening inside your body. Your fat cells, specifically the ones wrapped around your liver, your kidneys, your intestines, are sitting behind a padlocked vault door, and no amount of calorie counting is going to open it. That is the real reason you can't lose belly fat after 40. It's not about calories. It's not about willpower. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why everything you've been told about fat loss is designed to fail you, and what to do instead. Let me ask you something. Have you ever cut your calories, watched every single meal, exercised 5 days a week, and still watched that stubborn ring of belly fat sit there like it was cemented to your organs? You blamed yourself. You thought you weren't disciplined enough. But here's the truth. Your body isn't broken, it's just following orders, and the commander giving those orders is a hormone called insulin. See, mainstream fitness sold you a fairy tale. Eat less, move more. Calories in, calories out. Simple math. But your biology is not a calculator. It's a hyper-advanced smart city, and insulin is the nightclub bouncer standing at the door of every single fat cell. When insulin levels are chronically elevated, that bouncer doesn't just stop fat from going in, he locks the existing fat inside. Insulin resistance is a clinical condition in which various cell types stop responding adequately to this hormone. Visceral fat has the highest predictive value in determining adipose tissue insulin resistance. That means the fat closest to your organs is the most tightly locked away. Your cells have literally changed the locks. Now here's where it gets terrifying, and this is the part most fitness gurus won't tell you. When you slash your calories without addressing insulin, your body doesn't just burn less fat, it slams the metabolic brakes so hard that you actually burn fewer calories doing nothing. The effects of calorie restriction exceed weight loss. Calorie restriction induces a reduction in energy expenditure that is larger than the loss of metabolic mass, i.e. fat-free mass and fat mass can explain. Your metabolism doesn't just slow down a little, it enters lockdown mode. And there's a landmark study from the NIH that proved this in the most devastating way possible. Researchers followed contestants from a major weight loss competition for 6 years after they lost massive amounts of weight. What they found shook the medical community. After 6 years, 41.0 plus or minus 31.3 kilograms of the lost weight was regained, while RMR was 704 plus or minus 427 kcal per day below baseline, and metabolic adaptation was negative 499 plus or minus 207 kcal per day. Read that again. 6 years later, their metabolisms were burning 500 fewer calories a day than predicted. Their bodies had never recovered. The calorie model didn't just fail them, it punished them for trying. So if cutting calories triggers your body to fight you harder, what's actually happening at the cellular level? Think of it this way. The storage capacity of hypertrophic adipocytes in obese patients is limited. This results in chronic energy overload and leads to increased apoptosis of adipocytes that in turn stimulates the infiltration of visceral adipose tissue by immune cells, in particular macrophages. Your belly fat isn't just stored energy, it's inflamed tissues surrounded by your own immune cells, pumping out inflammatory signals 24 hours a day. These cells produce many pro-inflammatory factors, while the overall production of anti-inflammatory cytokines and adipokines is decreased. The constant release of pro-inflammatory factors into the circulation then contributes to a subclinical systemic inflammation. That inflammation feeds insulin resistance. Insulin resistance feeds more fat storage. You're trapped in a biological loop that calorie counting was never designed to break. But here's the part that changes everything, and if you take nothing else from this video, take this. Your fat cells aren't your enemy, they're soldiers following corrupt orders. Change the orders and the soldiers stand down. That means the real cheat code isn't eating less, it's lowering the insulin signal. How? First, strategic fasting. When you enter a 16 to 20 hour fasted state, you do something extraordinary. Insulin drops low enough that the bouncer finally steps away from the door. Your body shifts from storage mode to burn mode. your cells activate an ancient recycling system called autophagy, a microscopic demolition crew that tears apart damaged cellular components and rebuilds them from scratch. You're not just burning fat, you're upgrading the machinery that burns fat. Second, eliminate the insulin spikes. Refined sugar and processed carbohydrates hit your bloodstream like a fire hose. Every spike tells your body to lock fat away tighter. A recent review suggests that insulin-resistant individuals derive the most short-term benefit from a low-carbohydrate diet compared to a low-fat diet, likely due to the adverse effect that high levels of carbohydrates have on postprandial insulin and triglyceride levels. Cut the spikes, release the locks. Third, morning fasted walking. Low-intensity movement on an empty stomach forces your body to pull energy directly from fat stores because there's no glucose available to use first. You're not exercising harder, you're exercising smarter. You're working with your biology instead of against it. This is what they never told you. You were never lazy, you were never weak. You were fighting a hormonal war with a calorie calculator, and that was never a fair fight. Your body has an ancient operating system designed to hold on to energy in times of perceived famine, and every crash diet you ever tried triggered that exact survival response. But now you know the code, now you understand the lock, and now you have the key. If this just rewired how you think about fat loss, smash that like button right now. Subscribe to this channel for more no BS health science that the mainstream won't touch. Share this with someone who's been starving themselves and still can't lose the belly. And start applying this today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, today. Because your biology isn't waiting, and neither should you.